Hi, this is Marco, and welcome back. So I'm going to prepare today lasagna, which is not baked lasagna. So for preparing our lasagna, we're going to use some semolina rimacinata, which is the meaning of semolina flour, which is being refined, and egg yolk to prepare our pasta dough. For preparing the sauces, we'll be using a bechamel sauce which made by which made by flour, butter, milk, and cream, and Parmesan cheese. To finish our lasagna, we are going to use ricotta cheese, butter and sage to sear the pasta dough, and some spinach, and as well orange, sugar, and water. Starting from the scratch, we're going to put our semolina flour on the surface which we are going to use for working. Adding our egg yolk. I'm using only egg yolk for our pasta dough. Simply mix. One important thing, I don't use any salt, because the salt will be placed in our boiling water. You can see the color of the pasta is quite yellow. 1 kilo pasta dough will add 1 kilo of semolina flour, around 900 grams of egg yolk. So it's a quite rich pasta dough. So our pasta dough is ready. We're gonna keep it on the side for around 20 minutes to avoid to have a very elastic dough, so the gluten will be loose a little bit and will be easily to process it with our pasta machine. To prepare our lasagna, we are going to use our pasta dough, which has been placed and rested for 20 minutes, wrapped in a cling film. Much better to keep in the refrigerator, of course. Our pasta machine and some semolina flour. After that, we are going to create our pasta sheet. We are going to cut to different squares. That will take most probably the same size of the circumference of the dish, and after that we are going to process it with the other elements, which are the sauces, as I told you before, and sauté spinach and orange candy. So now that our pasta sheet is ready, I'm going to dust a little bit with the San Semolina flour to avoid actually to stick to your work surface. Again, this is all this is the base of our egg pasta dough. Which can be done with it a lot of shaped pasta, such as tagliolini, such as malfatti, such as tagliatelle, fettuccine, and pappardelle. The thickness of the pasta should be like no more than 1 millimeter, I can say. Is very fine. Is a very fine dough, sheet dough. For one portion, I will probably use no more than 3 square. Now we are going to start the other process, which are the bechamel sauce and the sauté for spinach, and warm up the ricotta to finish the execution of the dish. So to prepare our bechamel sauce, we are using warm up milk, which milk and cream, like 50% of milk, 50% of cream. Usually we use wholly milk, but in this case it's a little bit more rich. Also because I will not bake our pasta dough, I need a thicker sauce. So I'll prepare also my roux, which is made by butter and flour. Let's say if I want to do like a 6% of bechamel sauce, I will use for 1 liter 60 grams of flour and then 60 grams of butter. Then after that, I will add my warm milk and cream all together. In this case, I will speed up the process, because usually if you have to do it in a classical way, you should add the milk in a raw cold. I will season it with some salt and some pepper, and if it required, I will add more milk. In the end, I will add some Parmesan cheese. This is the base of the Mornay. If I would add some egg yolk, I will prepare my Mornay sauce. But since it doesn't have the egg, it's a simple bechamel. You can add also bay leaves, you can add also some nutmeg, but it's not in this case because I don't want to overpowering the sauce. So to saute my spinach, I will add just some simple olive oil, a crushed garlic, which it will give more flavor to your oil, so it will infuse. Once my garlic is being caramelized and browned, I will simply remove and discard it. And I will place my spinach. A little bit salt and pepper to season. And keep aside for our next presentation. In the boiling water, make sure your water contains salt, because you want, in this case, absorb your flavor inside the dough. Once my water is boiling, I will just simply place the pasta. It will not take longer than 3 minutes, since it's not a stuffed pasta. But even though if it's a non-dry pasta, fresh pasta, and even though if it's a stuffed pasta, it will not take longer than 5 to 6 minutes to finish it. Once my pasta is cooked, I'll place directly on the butter, so it will help us on the process of plating. Meanwhile, I warm up my ricotta cheese. I don't need to put any salt, or probably if I can put, I will use some crushed pepper, fresh crushed pepper. Give extra season. The pasta considered like this is ready. This is what I need. I warm up my ricotta cheese and season with some salt and pepper. And keep aside. To prepare our orange candy, it's a long process. Let's say it will take around half an hour, or even 45 minutes. So what I'm gonna use, I will use some water. Consider for 1 liter of water, we will use around 1 kilo and 350 grams of sugar. Of course, you're gonna do in your home the proportion. For the orange, I will use just the skin with a little bit of pulp attached of it, which will infuse more your flavor on the orange itself and the sugar. The solution of sugar and the syrup of sugar of water can keep aside also for the next use. So don't need to discard, since there's 130% of sugar on it. So once my orange, they are soft and candied, so I will cut into cube and use it for my lasagna. So to finish our dishes, we prepared already our fondue sauce or bechamel sauce with Parmesan cheese. Our pasta, which has been sauteed in butter and sage. Our spinach, which is been sauteed with olive oil and garlic, seasoned with just salt and pepper. And our orange candy, which is, as I told you before, will be cut by cubes. And our ricotta cheese, which is being warmed up. And to finish the dish, also we're gonna just grate it with some blue torch, or if you have a salamander, or even though you can keep it like as it is, without any gratination. So I will place my ricotta cheese on the center of the plate. I add some spinach. Grate a bit of Parmesan cheese. A spoon of cheese fondue or bechamel sauce. We will place it our pasta dough. Proceed again with the same step. Consider that everything should be done on the center of the dish. Spinach. I will place some orange candy. They're quite sweet on flavor, so it will give a kind of contrast. A bit of Parmesan cheese, each layer we are doing. Try to always to keep your when you're presenting a plate symmetrically as much as possible. The last, okay, put a bit more of a Parmesan cheese. A touch of your bechamel sauce. And final touch, we just use the blue torch Again, this one is not a traditional lasagna. Traditional lasagna, it's baked inside the oven. We'll add some of the sage that are being used to saute the pasta, just to garnish the plate. Some basil leaf. go, the plate is done. And thank you for watching us. And hopefully hope to see you again. And goodbye. Buon appetito.